The school year was 2018-2019. I started August with great excitement and anticipation. I had a new teaching partner. I was going to have the opportunity to teach my own son, and I had a homeroom class of 17 boys. I was honestly excited. The first 2 weeks were great. Relationships were being built. I was assessing where my students were, and we were laughing a lot. Then about week 3 or 4, it all began to change. We started switching classes because at that time I was departmentalized. I had this one student that I had heard about, but was really trying to give this student the benefit of the doubt. New beginnings, they say. Fresh start, they say. And suddenly, at the mere request of asking the student to line up, the student decided to flip a desk at me, and it went downhill from there. I remained calm, removed my students from the class, called my admin, but I knew that what I had been warned about had just been realized. Throughout the year, I had an escape artist demanding my attention and time. My other students struggled. I found myself constantly apologizing to other parents. Things were falling through the cracks that had never fallen through the cracks before. And I found myself not educating students, but constantly trying to keep this one student under control. About April of that year, I had a hard conversation with my husband. I wanted him to look at the budget and see how I could quit teaching. Teaching, I knew, was my God-given calling. There was this pull inside of me. I wanted to quit, but I knew I could not and would not endure another year like I was experiencing. And then there was this other part of me that knew there had to be a better way. For about 3 years prior to this experience, I had been using bits and pieces of whole brain teaching, mainly the class Yes. I started to do some digging, and I found that Coach B offered free conferences to learn all about whole brain teaching. I looked it up and saw that there would be a training in the summer of 2019 in a small Texas town, a town I had never heard about. I sent out the information to a few teachers who were familiar with WBT and asked if they would want to go with me. Several took the bait, and we attended the conference that summer. When I got it signed off, however, I received a warning that free conferences are typically just a sales pitch and not to expect much. But something inside of me told me different. In whole brain teaching, you are supposed to do everything the instructor is doing. However, for me, I could not stop taking notes. I was frantically writing everything Coach B was saying. I was a sponge for 2 days. It was the best teaching conference I have ever been to in my life. On the last day, I asked Coach B why he didn't charge anything because the comment I had received when I signed up was still in the back of my head. He said, "God gave me these ideas for free. Why would I charge other people?" Coach B in that moment became one of my favorite people. That summer, I studied and read every book Coach B ever wrote. I got my self-improver board set up, I talked with those that went with me, and I was ready to try whole brain teaching 100%. I was diving in. Last school year will go down as one of my favorite years in teaching, especially for classroom management. My admin supported me and encouraged me in what I was doing. They let me try it. My students responded so well to it and valued intrinsic motivation. It was beautiful. Then COVID hit. Fast forward to 2020 and 2021. I am a sole remote teacher, and the strategies that worked in the face-to-face classroom are still working in the remote classroom. I attended trainings over the summer. I joined every WBT social media platform I could find. I finally finished my bronze certification and now working on my silver. I am on Team Rocket, and Coach B leveled me up to a WBT fave. Whole brain teaching works, and I firmly believe every school district should be trained in it and adopt its philosophies. I would also like to add that during COVID, there were many teacher platforms I was a part of, but I found myself wanting to camp out on the whole brain teaching platforms because they were so positive. Teachers that are with WBT wanted to find solutions to problems. They encouraged, and we at WBT are truly a family. If there are complainers, no one lets them stay there. It is one solution after another, one encouraging post after another, and tons of resources at your fingertips. Whole brain teaching has changed the way I teach, not just in my classroom management, but as the whole teacher. I approach each lesson with, how am I going to activate all parts of the brain today? God used whole brain teaching for me to stay in the classroom. And for that, I am so grateful.